great news and some exciting ideas. And of course, that is the whole point of today, because we are here to co-create a world that is ready to meet the evolving needs of the future. And yes, mighty people, today, before we start ahead, I would love to wish each one of you a very, very happy Republic Day. And we are having 7 critical tracks, and there will be a plethora of panel discussions and workshops and master classes happening in all days, upcoming 7 days. And today we are focusing on education, and what could be a better day than the Republic Day to be discussing on one very important critical topic, the education, as it is and has always been the cornerstone of progress. So we have got 3 venues where expert speakers from across the nation will be bringing with them their own unique ideas and perspectives to shape a vision for the education. And here at the venue 2, we have got 4 impactful sessions and some eminent speakers joining with us. And our first session is something that is very interesting and something that is extremely intriguing. We all know that the design and education are interconnected and 2 integral components that shape the way we think, create and innovate. Together, it opens doors for collaborative learning and fresh ideas. Even in this room, you could infer many, many designs, right? Even in the logo of the Summit of Future, the way the stage has been set up, there are designs everywhere. And there is a great scope or great future lying ahead in the education of designs. And we have got someone who is extremely ideal to be taking a session on the designs and education. It is my honor to be introducing to you our keynote speaker, the first person that will be taking the session here at the venue 2, the Professor GV Sreekumar, a leading figure in design with expertise in typography, calligraphy, publication design, and more. A former head of the IDC School of Design, and he has mentored many pioneers like Professor D. Udayakumar, who is the creator of the Indian rupee symbol. And his unique contributions, including his work on human-to-human interaction at IIT Mumbai, make him the ideal speaker to kick off the summit. So together, let us learn, collect, and collaborate, grow, and thrive. And with that, may I very humbly invite to interact with a wonderful audience, Professor GV Sreekumar. Sir, can we kindly have you join with us?
Good morning. Namaste to everyone. Wish you a very happy Republic Day. And since it is organized by the Jain University, I have to say Jai Jinendra also. This is actually engraving made by me using a font called Bodoni. It is a typographical composition for Lord Ganesh Ji, used for a international conference called Typography Day. So my talk today is on design and education, a collaborative journey. So like she mentioned that design is an integral part of education. So I would like to, as a keynote, I would like to encourage all of you to think in those terms and realize the fact that they are not 2 different entities, it is built into each other. So I always believe in this very important statement made by Dr. Abdul Kalam sir, that he mentioned so many times that, especially in discussions with educators, he always mentioned that the purpose of education is to make good human beings with skill and expertise. This is something education systems all over the world has failed to meet. So today in this talk, I plan to talk to you a bit about, first I will introduce some of the work I have done so that you will know where it is coming from. Then I would like to talk about what is design, because design is something which seems to be a very big mystery for the common people around the world, especially decision makers and educators, students. Everybody is confused about what is design. Then I will talk about design and education, collaborative learning and roadmap. As the time permits, I will try to make it as compact as possible. So, I am actually, I am born and brought up in Kerala. I did my graduation from MS University, Vadodara in Gujarat. I did my masters from IIT Bombay. My parents, my father is a well-known writer in Malayalam. So Keralites of that generation are very well aware of him. I'm married to a Jain, and she is also a writer. My mother-in-law is also a writer, so I am born and brought up among writers, and even now after marriage also living among them. And I am a faculty member. In the coming April, May, I'll be completing 25 years of design education as a professor. I am from a communication design background. I specialize in basic design. I teach fundamentals of design for almost all my students. Then I teach typography, publication design. I am a practicing calligrapher. I teach calligraphy. I do calligraphy in around 5-6 Indian languages. I do font design, information design, and my area of research is on design pedagogy and stress management. I work a lot with students, not only design students, but students across. All of you are aware that IIT Bombay is a place not only design, but all kinds of engineering, management. We have a variety of topics taught there. I work with students across disciplines on stress management. So I'm a practicing calligrapher. I work in different languages. I start with Malayalam and many other. These are some of the book covers I did for my mother-in-law's book. She writes on Jain philosophy. Then around 10 years back, I started a concept called Design for Charity, where I create book covers. I don't take money from the client. Instead of that, I ask them to donate it for cancer patients and other patients who are in need of financial help. Because I am a salaried employee of the government, I decided that all this income should go to people who need money. And these are some of the covers I did in Malayalam. And the one on the left is written by a famous oncologist based in Kochi, Dr. V.P. Gangadharan. This book cover is a record holding cover. It is used for the last 20 years without any change. It uses a metaphor. It is about cancer patients. So the visual uses a metaphor of a traffic signal. Can you see which light is on in that? The orange one. So it means when you look at it, you don't know what will come next, red or green. So I was trying to share that stress and tension involved when cancer patients look at life. These are some of the work I did for a film. These are one of them is a bilingual film, short film made by two Babu Senan brothers based out of Trivandrum. This is a visual identity for IIT Dharwad. This is a redesign project for Chandamama magazine, which is in English. This is the first time when we tried a lot of innovative things. Can you see the butterfly as a watermark on the right side corner? All of you can see? There is a butterfly. So January edition is this. By December, every month, the butterfly moves. And in December, it will be on the top left side. So these are some of the tricks we used in the magazine, the print edition. These are two posters I designed. One is in a permanent exhibition in Korea. In 2021, Korean government did a Jigji World Calligraphy Exhibition. So one of the theme was love. So I wrote the text and then I did the calligraphy. It is still exhibited there. The one on the right is a project called Peace, Projects on Peace. This is by a society based in USA. This is part of 20 posters. This was by invitation. The society invited 20 designers from across the world to design posters on the theme Peace. So this is displayed in 20 different universities in the US now. It will come to India in March. If you look carefully, each line has a different color. So there are 7 chakras in the human body. Each chakra has a color attached to it. So for example, the heart chakra is called Anahata. It is assigned to green. So like that, the colors are changing. And if you look carefully inside, there is 2 words, so and hum. So is in extra bold and hum is in hairline, because so is used for breathing in and hum is used for breathing out. I am the chief organizer, the co-chair for this international conference on typography. It remains to be the one and only international conference in typography. This time this will be held in Bombay on 6th and 7th and 8th of March. Students and professionals from all over the world come together once a year to attend this conference. This is one poster I am very proud of. This was used for paying homage to Uri victims. So if you look carefully, the visual is made out of something which is not there. So it is about the empty thing of somebody died. I run 2 YouTube channels. One is called the Typography Society of India. I am the founder of that. And I have my own personal YouTube channel also that is meant for students who want to learn typography. I run a Instagram initiative called 51 Days of Malayalam. So I'll come to what's design. So there is a lot of confusion in the world about what is art and what is design. So a lot of people think that designer is somebody who can draw. And if you ask what is art, everybody says both are the same. It is not. So they are 2 different things. And there is a lot of debate going on in design schools across the world about the role of art in design education. My personal opinion is art is the mother of design. So art is about self-expression. So I can draw a landscape and I can draw a sun and assign green or red color to it or black also and say I liked it. In design, I don't have that luxury. If I design a chair and if you cannot sit comfortably in that chair, I am a failure. This is what I believe. So design has a purpose. And there is a goal and a problem to solve. Art is about self-expression. So, design, it provides a link to science, technology, and art, and so many other things. It is having a link with 100 other things. I am just, to make life simple, I am just showing 3 of them. So, if you look at profession of design, there are more than 200 subtopics in design and people specialize in each one of them. Food design is also one of them. But we can't discuss all of them in one shot. So this is a very famous quote by Steve Jobs. I always tell my students, that design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. I always, during the fundamentals of design class, I always tell my students, please don't design the most beautiful chair where you cannot sit comfortably. As a design educator, on a personal level, I lay a lot of emphasis on functionality rather than aesthetic brilliance. All of you might have seen, how many of you have voted in the elections? Okay, all others are below 18. Okay. So, all of you have seen the electronic voting machine. So, this is designed by two of my professors in our department. Of course, I was a kid at that time, but this was designed by IDC, IIT Bombay. And the interface at that time, this is designed in the 70s. The interface designed at that time is being studied even today. The value or the good things about the interface is that it doesn't allow you any scope for a mistake. Which candidate you want to give vote, or you want to give vote for nota. You know exactly where you are pressing and there is no confusion in your mind at all. The interface is designed in such a way, it is foolproof. It doesn't allow any margin of error. So I would like to take your attention to one important case study in interface design. This is a interface designed in the US in the year 2000. Nobody knows where you press and who will get the vote. So this is used all over in all the design schools in the world. This is shown how not to design an interface. They had to spend billions of dollars just to conduct elections all over again in that place. This is the redesigned version. What it needs is just common sense. It is not rocket science at all. So design creates culture, culture shapes values, and values determine the future. These are three important. How many of you are design students here? Anybody who's a design student? Oh wow, there is nobody who's a design student. Okay. Then I'll skip this. So, design transcends aesthetic. Design is not an activity to make something beautiful. It goes much beyond that. I would like all of you to, as students, please understand the concept. Design is a problem-solving activity. It is about innovation and it is about communication. Communication with clarity, precision and efficiency. I just want to take your attention to one real life incident which happened in a school in Gujarat. All of you have seen this kind of taps in your schools where you can go and drink water. Is there anybody who has not seen this kind? All of you have seen. Have you ever wondered, in a school, some children are short and some children are tall. Now the question is, where do we keep this? What height will you keep this taps? If I keep it at this height, a small child can't drink water. She will have to wait for someone to help. If I keep it very short, tall people can't drink water. One 12-year-old girl from a school in Gujarat solved this problem. So instead of this, she just rotated the tap, the pipe. So there are 10 taps with different heights in it. It didn't need any reworking. We just had to rotate the water pipe. This is what I call grassroots innovation. She is not a designer. She is not an artist, but she understood a real life problem. Now we'll come to design and education. So design is the very important role. It's the intermediary between information and understanding. So, if you look at this education institutions all over the world, everyone sees education as one unit and design as another unit. Education is considered to be a structured, logical thing, and design is something some person with a brush can do. Now, what we need is a difference in the way you look at it. So, it is not about intersection, it is about inclusion. I was attending a talk by Sunitha Williams. All of you know who is Sunitha Williams? Okay. So, she was saying that from outer space, when you look at Earth appears to be very beautiful and there are no boundaries. So she said all the boundaries are made by human beings, political, cultural, regional, all this. In real life, when she looks at Earth is very beautiful. So like that, we need to change the boundary of education and boundary of design. They should merge. A good education is the foundation for a better future. A good design makes the journey enjoyable. I'll come to collaborative learning. So all of you, many of the teachers here will be aware of the concept called STEAM, where other branches of whatever learning is merged into one, where you give a launching pad to students to learn different subjects in a collaborative fashion. This is in the education policy also. But here, unfortunately, you can see STEAM doesn't include design. But in IIT Bombay, where I teach, we consider design as part of all these things and the other way around also. So, what is collaboration is, it is between design and other STEAM is that it is creativity and innovation is the goal. When you collaborate and work together, we understand each other. So it is all about interdisciplinary learning, inclusive approach, and technology as an enabler. So collaboration is not just about working together, it's about achieving what one cannot achieve alone. So this is part of a collaborative project. I do a lot of assignments I give are based on Indian languages. I don't give assignments to do in English language. So these are done by a collaborative effort between a non-design student and a design student. So I ask them to take available material, not to buy anything, pick up things from around you and make a letter form in 3D, which is meant for Indian languages. So, what happens in collaboration between design and STEAM is that it encourages the students to learn soft skills. Human management is a very important thing about human-human interaction. That is being developed only in very, very few institutes in the world. We teach all the subjects we need to teach, but unfortunately, human-human interaction, how to manage human beings is something very rarely taught. This is also a part of collaboration. In a place in rural Maharashtra, I was very fascinated to see this board. It was an STD booth turned into a restaurant. I was pleasantly surprised. I wondered how an STD Uttappa and how an ISD dosha will look like. This is all about collaboration. This is a problem I face in teaching design. A lot of people ask this question, what are the important qualities to become a good designer? First thing I tell them is about common sense. Lot of design problems you see across the world is because the designer or the creator or a programmer didn't apply common sense. This is from a Apple laptop purchased 3 months back. It runs the most recent operating system Apple has released. If I use a hard disk, if I want to eject it, you can see the confusion. Eject a hard disk and erase disk as next to each other. There is a 90% chance that I will erase the disk instead of ejecting the disk. This is common sense. This is a signboard made in a hill station near Bombay. I started doing my PhD after seeing this signboard. This fire has nothing to do with the word Vishwas, and it has nothing to do with photo studio. I really went near this and came back thinking I'll catch fire. Then my wife told me, don't worry, they have kept water there in case customer catches fire. All of you have used television remote. Have you ever seen in your life a well-designed television remote? I am asking each one of you. I am 59 years old. In my life, I have never seen a well-designed. Every year I give this as an assignment to my students. Redesign a television remote. It gives you all options, most of them where you will never need it. Like I have never used a television remote to link TV to my iPad. This is from an aircraft. It is telling us in case of fire what to do, how to take care of my baby. The baby's head is as big as half of my body. This is about design. This is where common sense has failed the designer. I will just share this with you. Can you just arrange in such a way the previous slide is showing in this? Can you just move it a little bit? Yeah. So, in all educational institutions, we are badly in need of starting a new angle. How do you teach students learning to learn? As a design institute, I give a talk to all the newcomers in my design school, learning to learn. So, almost all the syllabus around the world and all the institutions across the world, look at any culture you have. Every country in the world has an education system aimed at creating an information processor out of a student. Nobody thinks about a knowledge seeker. I feel in the next 25 years, we should create students who are not information processors but who are knowledge seekers. Big difference between the two. I request all the teachers here to take initiative, initiate a paradigm shift. Our aim is not to create an information processing unit, but we need to create knowledge seekers. In all vision documents, in all the universities in the world, I have attended discussions about education in at least 20 different countries in the world. Everybody uses the term learning as an activity. I don't understand this at all. You look at US, UK, India, China, Japan, everybody uses the word learning activity. This should change from learning activity to learning as an experience. We should change from monologue to dialogue and reduce our inputs and make them seek the knowledge they want. So, whenever we rework on curriculum development, I always ask this question, how many of us, I'm talking about design educators, teachers, how many of us look at it from a student's viewpoint? I'm not boasting, but apart from IIT Bombay, I have attended at least 10 or 12 different countries where people talk about curriculum development. I have never seen any curriculum development where a student's viewpoint is taken into consideration. Student's point of view, never. Over the last 15 years, IIT Bombay as one of the leading institutions in the world, we are actually reducing the workload on students and giving them more breathing space. And we tell them, 4 to 6, go and play something. Go to the ground and play. Or just look at the trees and come back. We are slowly even reducing the grades. From 36, we are reduced to 32. Now we are aiming at 28 credits per semester. So we are trying deliberately to reduce the workload from a student's point of view. And values of life is something which is very important, that I have to admit, along with all of you, I have to admit as an educator, I have also failed miserably in teaching values of life to students. If I taught values of life well to my students, when you look at the highway, you will not see so many plastic bottles thrown on the highway. Or all the roads, anywhere in India you go, you will see potato wafers, chip packets and empty water bottles all over the highways. This is the problem of the education system. We teach about each scientist when he was born, what breakfast he had, but we don't teach values of life. I will share this concern with all the teachers here. If you look carefully, biggest challenge for teachers, educators is that our younger generation is going through a very bad time in terms of information overload. So we have 3 different problems to solve. One is reduced attention span. Next is information overload and psychological challenges. So a student is not willing to listen to you for more than 20 minutes in a class. If anybody is taking a lecture for more than 20 minutes, there is a 90% chance that students will fall asleep. So, as educators, it is a very important thing how to manage reduced attention span. Next is information overload. Students are having access to all kind of social media, Instagram, YouTube, Amazon, OTTs, things like this. So they will study only when they have that extra time apart from social media. Then comes the psychological challenges. There is a lot of peer pressure, family pressure, all this on students. Students are under tremendous pressure they are being measured by the amount of salary they get after placement. They are not being measured by the quality of innovation or quality of output they do in their studies. This puts tremendous pressure on students. The percentage of students going through stress-related issues is increasing every year. In the place where I teach, we have 5 different channels of support groups where a student going through a stress issue can approach 5 different channels to help them out. I think time is up. I will wind up here. I will go slightly fast. Would you please keep... sorry. So, my humble request to students here, all of you will be reading a lot of textbooks and lot of stories written by different authors, and whenever you read, especially history books, I request all of you to remember this quote. Until the lion learns to write, all the stories will glorify the hunter. If you didn't understand, please ask me. I will explain to you. And we have 5 minutes left. 2 minutes I'll take to narrate a story because this is full of students here. Students, do you want to hear a story called Arab and the Camel story? All of you know or not? How many of you know the Arab and the Camel story? Can you? Only one? Two? That's it? Do you want to hear a story? Are you feeling sleepy? Okay. So there was an Arab. I'd like to thank Jain University, the Future Education Summit, and everybody who contributed to this talk. You can get in touch with me in any of this email and all that. I'll just tell you a story about the Arab and the camel story, and you will wonder why I am telling this to you. One Arab had a camel as a pet. He used to sit on top of the camel and travel in the desert. At the end of the day, he will set up a tent and sleep inside the tent. Camel will sleep outside the tent. One day, the camel felt very cold. He went and asked the Arab, "It is very cold outside, can I put my head into the tent?" The Arab felt very kind and he allowed him to keep the head inside the tent. After some time, the camel asked, "It is very cold, can I keep my neck also inside the tent?" Arab said, "Yes." After some time, he asked, "Can I put my 2 hands into it?" So after half an hour, the entire camel was inside the tent. All the space was taken by the camel. The Arab had to sleep outside the tent. Any idea why I am telling this to the students here? The tent denotes 24 hours of the day. Head of the camel is Instagram. The neck of the camel is Amazon and Netflix. And the other parts are all similar distractions in your life. So from a student's viewpoint, what happens is out of 24 hours, after seeing movies and watching matches, all that, if we have 15 minutes extra, we will do home. So please be careful in your life. Every distraction is a part of the camel entering into your 24 hours. And you are responsible for learning. And it is your responsibility. Like Zakir Hussain sir said in an interview, it is a student's job to inspire the teacher to give you knowledge. The responsibility lies with the student. I will conclude here. We have 5 minutes for Q&A. We have mics to give them? Yeah. You can just take 1 or 2. Thank you very much. Feel free to write to me and get in touch if you have any questions.
Do we have any questions for Professor Sreekumar G V, sir? If there's any questions, feel free to ask. Please, can you please pass on the mic?
Hello. First of all, I would like to thank you, sir, for this amazing lecture. And my question for you is, what has inspired you to take design as a career? And how has education shaped your journey through it?
How educational?
How has education shaped your journey through your career?
Okay. Actually, it is a very strange story. When I was in the 5th standard, our class teacher, he was a mathematics teacher. He didn't have anything to do with art or design. But he was selected by the government. He was sent to Bangalore to attend some workshop on education. And in part of that, one day they taught him calligraphy. He has never drawn even a line before that, but he was taught calligraphy also because one of the teachers who conducted the training program happened to be good at calligraphy. So my teacher loved it. He was very impressed by it. And after the training, he came back, cut bamboo sticks, and started doing calligraphy in the class. I was in the 5th standard. And every day he will put us some posters in the class. So that changed my life forever. I was very impressed with it. And I never listened to any teachers after that. Throughout all the classes, I look at the walls and admire this calligraphy. And I realized one day I want to write like him. So I also started cutting these bamboo sticks and, but those days I was not very good at it. So later I came to know there is some called flat brush and flat nib and all those things are there. So slowly I started doing that and that changed my life forever. And by birth I had something to do with letter forms. I was very fascinated with letter forms. And when I was in school, there was a movie called Jesus in Malayalam. It is a Malayalam movie. The name of the movie is Jesus. But the title was written in such a way, it was a very strange angular, 90-degree cut letters. So I asked my parents, the same Malayalam letter J, why is it looking so different in textbook or a handwritten form, and why this Jesus poster is looking very different? So nobody had any answer to it. That is the time I decided I want to go somewhere and learn what is graphic design. Then I went to MS University, Baroda, and luckily I got admission there. And when I went there, I heard people talking, universe is like this, Helvetica is like that, and this is like that. I was fascinated by the way people talk about typefaces there. And mine was the last batch which was taught by the greatest masters of Indian art there. That is how it shaped my life education has shaped life like that. I got to learn from a lot of master designers. Like Professor R.K. Joshi is the one who designed the Punjab National Bank symbol and all that. So it was God's grace that I could learn from some of the finest designers across the world. Yes. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for that curiosity. And yes, sir.
Hi, sir. Halapan here. So how do you look, because you have been into the physical design into it and it has gone to the transformation to the digital. So how do you look at the transformation? How do you look into the future of design?
How do you look at?
Future of design.
Future of design. I think future of design, when we talk, we have to think about artificial intelligence. So there is this thing that there are a lot of AI websites where I will design a logo for you if I go to AI. Or one day will come when AI will design a chair for you. But the thing is, it is going to be the other way around. As more people use AI to solve a design problem, last 3 years what I have seen across the world is that everybody is understanding the value of design. So I design a chair like this 100 times from AI, I realize that it is not working for me. Then I realize, okay, now I have to go to a real life designer to design the chair. Logo, same thing. After AI has come, AI has offered logo design. People coming to our department for logo design has multiplied 10 times. Everybody says, I tried 100 logos using AI, nothing worked out. Because AI doesn't understand that a chair needs to give you lumbar support. So AI will design 1000 options for you. But AI doesn't understand the comfort level. No? Or if I am designing for children who are below the age of 14, for example, Indian children, then I have to look at the ergonomics of an Indian child. The way I design a chair for an Indian child will be different from a Japanese child or a Chinese child. All this, so AI is like somebody has created a new brush or a new pencil. So that way. But future of design, I see design playing a much more integral part in grassroots education more than today. Because nowadays, slowly, different countries are introducing design in standards 6 and 7 and 5 in the school education. India has not done that. Unless and until we start teaching design in the 5th standard or 6th standard, we will not solve this problem. Even a student who is completing 12th standard doesn't understand the difference between art and design. Teachers don't know the difference. So that is where we need to have more interaction between designers and educators. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
you
much for
very
your question.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for your great time, sir. May I humbly request you to kindly accept a token of love and appreciation from our end. And may I also request the Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor of Jain Deemed University, Dr. J. Leda, to kindly do this favor for us. Please hand over a token of love and appreciation from our end. And sir, I must say this conversation or this lecture on the design and education was far more than the design, because it gave us a peek into the psychology of designs. And one thing to take away home is never design a chair where you cannot sit comfortably. And that talks more than just designs or the psychology, talks about the life itself. Thank you so much once again, sir. We are extremely privileged to have you here with us today.